Today we are making this awesome piece. So this is our beautiful Pampas wall arrangement. Check us out on Etsy. You can order these either fully arranged or you can do it yourself. And these will come in your DIY kit, just like this. You're gonna start kind of towards the middle of this, so that way when you go to hang it, there's plenty of space. 1, 2, 3. Going kind of towards the middle. 4. Also, keep in mind, I do have a course coming out soon for holiday decor. So make sure you subscribe so you can get the notification that the video is launched. Remember, we're not going for perfect here. We're just going for the overall effect. There's gonna be some smaller pieces that you find along the way too that you're like, oh, where'd this come from? Treasure. And then put that in your arrangement. There we go, and then see, don't wanna waste any of these little guys. Pop them right in there. All right, we've got our base for the arrangement. That's the size for our small arrangement. Now, if anything does look too big, I can always break the pieces off and make them a little smaller, but this gives it a little bit more of a wow factor. So there we go. And then we are going to layer in the next color. So we've got these deeper brown. Some of the stems are a little longer, some are a little shorter. Because this is a smaller arrangement, I actually am okay with the smaller stems, and I'm gonna just trim them. That way we don't have long stems hanging out everywhere. They'll just look a little better and neater. Now these, I'm gonna kind of pop in pretty close to the top and just kind of alternate. And again, we're not going for perfection here. We're not looking at a certain specific length. The more you overthink this, the worse it comes out. So best to just kind of roll with it. And again, I'm trimming my stem so there's only about 1 inch. We don't really want those long stems in this type of arrangement. Sometimes that's beneficial, but not for this piece. This one I'm gonna go ahead and put it right on the top because there's no room where I wanted it. There we go. And notice I'm putting these in at an angle so that way when we place the arrangement, it's gonna have a 3-dimensional look. I'm gonna start layering it in on top of the other one. All right, so I'm angling these in at a diagonal, making sure now to go on the top of my little foam block. This foam block actually has like suction cups on it, so if you wanted to put this on a mirror, you could. You don't have to. Just need a couple more. This again is gonna come in your DIY kit. You just may need to trim the edges to give it a nice, easy way to get it into the foam. And then here we go. We've got our base. Pretty cool. All right, we're gonna add this white. So we've got multiple layers of different types and colors of pampas grass. This is usually a little bit longer and a little more droopy, so it's super pretty. We're not gonna do a whole lot of that, but enough to give it a little accent color here and there and a little pop. And now we're gonna go back to this original color, but you're gonna have smaller pieces of it. So I'm gonna break it. If you get it and it's a little too big, you wanna break it or cut it. And what's nice is it kind of saves on the budget when you're using one piece multiple times. Like a whole ponytail. I always think pampas grass is kind of like doing hair, because you have to treat it like hair. You have to go and shake it out outside to make sure there's no loose things. And you can add hairspray to this after you're finished to ensure that it's not going to shed everywhere. Helps a little bit. I do it periodically when things start looking a little meek. Remember, hairspray is flammable, so be careful with it. But pampas grass does shed. There's not much you can do about that. If you're highly allergic, I would recommend using faux pampas grass, but it definitely doesn't look the same. It's a different look, which I think we have videos going over the differences there too, but I won't bore you with that today. All right, so that should have a really elevated look now. What you think, Davey? Looks good from up there? From the sky? The eye in the sky? It needs one more over here. Oh, can't really see that one. It just needs one here to me, but there we go. Now I'm seeing perfection. So we're actually just gonna use these design elements, and I just wanted to grab a couple feathers over here. I like using real feathers as an accent. This is real pampas, but I like them because it gives a sharper line. And then I actually did get some faux pampas grass, which also just look like feathers. I like it when you're using different colors to add a little faux, because it still gives a similar texture. Just kind of adding some texture in here. Sometimes we are gonna use the faux pampas, sometimes we're gonna use the real, sometimes we're gonna put a feather. So adding them at different heights and all at the same angle. That's key. You really want to have it angled in the same direction. Otherwise it's just going to look kind of like it wasn't intentional. You want it to look very intentional. I'm doing the faux a little lower. And hang that on the wall. It looks really cool. These guys keep trying to sneak in there. There we go. I'm trying to use one element at a time, but they don't want to share the spotlight. So as you can see, I put some of these in a little bit higher up, which I think looks pretty cool, and I'm going to put a couple out here. Just kind of accent the colors and blend them all. Bring it up, up. Now we're on to feathers. Feathers and pampas just feel right to me. I don't need too many. A couple accents here and there. We don't want it to be a dark look. We just want it to kind of accent and touch it up. I found a smaller feather I'm going to put right here in the center. Feathers to like steal the show, but we definitely want enough for it to blend in. And then I'm gonna just pop one more little guy kind of closer to the center. I need a shorter feather. Nope, that one doesn't like to be there. This happens from time to time. Here we go. So now we've got a very multifaceted, amazing pampas arrangement for the wall. And there we go. So on the back of this, we actually have suction cups on these. You may or may not need those. You could always take them out if you don't want to use them. Some people like to stick them right on the mirror, so I left them on there to use at your discretion. Most of the time when I'm hanging these, I just put a nail in the wall or a command hook or something, because these are not very heavy. And you can just do a zip tie. You could do a zip tie from here, this little space, and right here, and then zip tie it to your command hook, or even just one right here. I try and do kind of like even it out so that these don't break on the cage, but that's it. And then we have this amazing design.